Hello, this is Abram, and welcome back to the Success Podcast, where you will learn everything you need to know to be successful physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. And today I want to talk about what high achievers can do to be happy. And I know that already sounds backwards, but if you're someone that's a very driven person and you want to accomplish more, be more, depression is like, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it is something that is super common. And there's concrete steps you can take in order to avoid them, in order to feel really fulfilled with your life. So, this really goes into ego and comparing yourself to an ideal. So, with that, I'm going to share a personal example. So, me. um, what's great about these podcasts is I basically make these. I mean, one, to help you guys out so you can become more successful in every aspect of your life, but also because I watch these myself as a reminder to myself, hey, Abram, this is how you get out of this. This is what's going on. You already know how to fix this. Like, take your own advice, essentially. And so I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've had to go through it again. So, with ego, with me personally, I'm going to use my career. So I started as a personal trainer. Thought I was going to make a bunch of money. Didn't make much money. I think in my first year I made like less than $15,000. It's in one of the other podcasts, but I made like almost no money for the entire year as a full time personal trainer. That sucked. Anyway, so I thought my ideal was, I'm gonna make $20 an hour. I'm gonna be rich. Me thinking that that's like the ideal. But because I was comparing myself to that, it sucked. Felt like crap. But I was able to get out of that. I went from personal trainer, then I ran I went from personal trainer. I won this. It's called the Gold's Gym Challenge with one of my clients. He came in. He had suffered from pneumonia, I believe it was. It put him in a wheelchair. He had to be hospitalized. So when he came to me, he was in a wheelchair, and then I helped him strengthen himself enough that he could walk completely free of anything, which is phenomenal. He won this big award, really great. You think I'd feel good, but I hated the company. So I left that job, went to another job for a different company. I was still a personal trainer, and I was like, I want to get into management because I feel like that's like the next rung up in what I want to do in my life. So I took on management responsibilities. I ran like this fitness challenge with like 60 plus people in it. I ran that really well, multiple times, over and over, which is great. I wasn't getting paid for it. I was just doing it because I wanted the experience. Because I'm trying to, you know, my ego saying, Abram, you're destined to do more, be more, make it inevitable. So I went from there and I got into like a membership position, like a subscription essentially. Went into like a subscription sales position. Did really well in that, and then went from there and I got what I've always wanted, which was to get into that management position. I became a sales manager, and it was like everything I dreamed of. I was like, man, I'm living my best life right now. And I'm like, I'm gonna take this in. This is amazing. I hired three people. One person, I got him out of a job he freaking hated into a job he loved, which felt just so. It was like the best feeling, helping someone like have a create this bigger future. And this is when I started to realize what's going on, and I'll get into that. Then another employee I hired him out of college, and he was kind of floundering. He wasn't really sure what career, where he's going to go in life. And I helped him get a job he freaking loved, and he couldn't see himself doing anything else. And that was awesome. I gave him a lot of purpose, direction in life, and he was successful and crushing it. Then I hired a third a woman who was in a position she hated, and I got her into working under me, poured into her, helped her create this bigger future, and she made more in like a month than she made in like 6 months of her previous position, and she was able to vacation for the first time in like years. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is just the most amazing thing ever." So I had three employees, all freaking loved their life, all because of my direct impact, because I was able to really help them create a bigger future. And that's when I realized, like, wow, this is what I was built for. This is amazing. I absolutely love helping people get these bigger futures. I mean, with a personal trainer, I was doing the same thing. I'm trying to help these people get the physical, mental, emotional confidence that they need in order to be successful in life. And then I'm seeing the trend here. Then the pandemic hits, and I'm like, what does my ego immediately say? I'm a high achiever. I'm driven. I want to do more, be more, make more. I'm like, you know what? I have friends that are in like sales, B2B sales, and they make freaking bank. I want to be them. I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to do something bigger, better. I want to be more. So, the pandemic hits. I get laid off from that because I was like at a health and fitness company. I get laid off from there, and then like a few weeks later, I get a job in B2B sales, and I did really well in that position. The benefits were like ridiculous. Like I had like unlimited paid time off. I had great health insurance, life insurance. My dog even had insurance. Like it was amazing, and it was all paid for. I didn't have to pay for any of that. And like retirement match, everything was great about that job. You'd think. I reached like fourth in the company in terms of revenue for my goal, and I hated every day of working there. What happened was I started comparing myself to an ideal versus really trying to see what gains fulfillment in my life. What really makes me feel and what really gives me that fulfillment is helping people create these bigger futures, helping these people create these lives, these better lives that last forever. To this day, I still have clients that reach out to me, past clients that reach out to me. They say, Abram, I had this amazing thing that happened. This is amazing. I freaking love it. And they just share good news with me. I love that people that like I talk to maybe like once every few months, when they have really good news, they come to me to share it. That feels amazing. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because that means that they realize like the impact I had on them. They realize they want to celebrate with people that also want their future to be bigger. If you're sharing your wins, you're sharing these really good news with people, and they discount it or say like, oh yeah, it must be nice, or oh that's nice. Those are shitty people. Like in terms of like people that are better for your future. If you tell someone a win and how you did well, and they say, attaboy, attagirl, way to go, like that's amazing. That's the people you want to be surrounded by, because those people honestly want you to have a bigger and better future. So I love that people come back to me, and I have that level of fulfillment. I didn't have that one time with the B2B sales job. And there's nothing wrong with B2B. It depends what you're selling and like whatever. But I never had that. And I didn't realize just how much I needed that, how much I needed fulfillment inside of my life. Money didn't matter. So I went from there and I created my own health and fitness business. My first year, health and fitness did I don't want to like hype it up. We did well. Profitable business. First year. I hired 4 employees. My very first year of business. Amazing. I created a nearly passive business at one point, and I'm like, man, this is amazing. But that's all my ego talking. My ego was saying, Abram, you should compare yourself to an ideal where you have a business where you don't have to do shit, where you can just let your clients kind of flounder, where you can kind of do these things, and you'll still help them, and they can still see the results they want to see, but you don't really have to do this in order to get there. There's a major problem with that, though. That is my ego talking. That is not what gives me fulfillment. What gives me fulfillment is truly helping people. And I hired 4 employees. I got more people to enroll inside my program. Made a bunch of money. But then I started having people drop out of my health and fitness program. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's different? I have more employees, personal trainers, nutritionists, assistant. Like these people should all be helping them get to where they want to be. But the reason these people signed on to my health and fitness business is because they want people like me. They want people like the rockstar personal trainers that want to pour into you and create a bigger and better future for you. So I had to take a step back. I had to put my ego in check. My business isn't going where I want it to be. It's going where I want it to be financially, but not in terms of fulfillment. Am I truly helping these people create the biggest and best future that they could possibly have? The answer was no, and that sucked. That was hard for me to see, but I had to take a step back and I had to check myself. The reason these people before were seeing this level of impact was because of my direct involvement and because of the people that I was able to, go into that. So unless I can get my program in a place where I can truly help people create these bigger and better futures without any input from me, that's not going to happen. So I had to completely restructure my business. I had to stop comparing myself to an ideal where I have a totally passive business, because that does not work. I got rid of 3 of my 4 employees. I have 1 employee now. We are more profitable. We are impacting more lives in a better way. And my clients have never seen better results in the history of my program. I even offer a 100% money back guarantee that my clients will see the results they want to see, physically, mentally, and emotionally. That is a ridiculous guarantee. But the only reason I'm confident with it is because I found out what I need for me and my business and for my fulfillment. I can either help a lot of people a little bit and make enough money to get by, or I can help a few people a lot and make enough money to get by. And I decided, I just want to help a few people and truly impact their lives and really help them get into the best place physically, mentally, and emotionally that they've ever been. Or maybe they haven't been for years. Because that was something that I suffered from. And this is how you discover what you need to do in order to get fulfillment in your life. In order to get rid of that high achiever depression that you can get, where you always feel like you have to do projects and always do more, but you can't seem to complete things. So what you need to do is an exercise called 7 Whys Deep. There's a website for it. I can put a link to it. But it's literally just asking why 7 times. So I'll walk through what I did personally in order to discover this, in order to get myself in my ego in check and stop comparing myself to an ideal. So first I ask, what do I want? I want to be rich. Hey, no shame in my game. I want to be freaking rich. Absolutely. Why do I want to be rich? Ask why. Because I want to, feel really secure in my finances. I want to have financial freedom. I want my wife, family, kids, everyone to not have to worry about where the next paycheck is going to come in. All right, why do I want that? Why don't I have to worry about where the next paycheck is coming in and help out them? So I can live a better life than I had growing up, where I didn't have this mindset of depression. I suffered from depression for a very long time, and I feel like if I had financial security, I'd be less likely to have the anxiety and depression that I suffered from for myself for almost 2 decades. All right? Why don't I want people to suffer from... Why don't I want family and friends and everyone to suffer from depression and gain that financial security and get these things? How is that going to help them? The reason I want to do that is because I want other people to experience what it's like to be on the other side of depression. Why do I want people to experience what it's like to be on the other side of depression? Something I struggled with personally for a long time, and I know that if you create a bigger and better future, you can get out of depression and stay out of it forever. Why is it important to me that I help people see a bigger and better future in order to stay out of depression and get in the best shape of their life physically, mentally, and emotionally? This is all going to tie back. My emotional need, personally, if I am not constantly working on helping other people create these bigger and better futures, then what happens? I fall back into a depression where I hate my life and every day sucks. And it is not a life I want for me. And just thinking about it, is a truly awful feeling. I've had a family member that committed suicide, and I know that the depression runs in my family, and I can't have that for me. I don't want to be in that life. There's my 7th why. So obviously, you get down to the emotional need for why you want this. It is something selfish. I want this. I want to be rich so I don't fall back into a depression. But what do I need in order to not get that depression? I need to help people create these bigger and better futures. So if you want to get out of this depression, not have that high achiever type of dip where you're like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm not fulfilled. I'm accomplishing things, but I'm not getting there. Do the 7 Whys Deep exercise. Find the emotional reason why you want to do what you do. And then figure out how you can get to where you want to be. And for me, that's helping other people. And I'm really doing that for me. And I need to not compare myself to an ideal. The ideal is not going to gain fulfillment. Success is not an end game. If I look back and see what I've accomplished a lot. But if you want to accomplish a lot and feel good about it, figure out what gives you fulfillment by going through this exercise, and then focus on what really gives you energy, and the money will come. I hope you like this podcast. I have a lot more with interviews with other people and just me. Check it out. It's all on my YouTube channel. I hope you like this, and thank you for watching.